Shalom.
I won. Yeah.
Selfie, Carats.
Take that defeat.
Okay.
Thank you, feet.
Hey now. This is gonna be for air and fire signs, okay? This is gonna be your next 7, but yeah. So we're gonna be pretty much getting the energy of the week. I'm gonna be using the playing cards from the Coca-Cola deck as well as tarot to clarify that, okay? So it's gonna be masculine, 2 cards for masculine, 2 cards for feminine via tarot, and then we're gonna do strength, weakness, and advice, okay? All right, so this is gonna be with the whatchamacallit. I actually was gonna use the unicorn deck, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna use the unicorn deck. I never really used this card deck, okay? I already shuffled, so let's just get that out. Okay, I'm talking about the major themes here. We have for your strength, boop, boop, it's gonna be the 10 of Hearts, okay? So that means that is the family card, okay? That is the card that, and right now Gemini is in Moon, or the Moon is in Gemini, so that's kind of like giving in that Cancerian energy where you guys want to be around family and like businesses. That usually is like slow growing, but if you do have a family business, then that would be, you know, good for you guys to be bonding around that and making like familiar decisions, okay? But the 10 of Hearts is leading that energy with the strength, okay? Like with the strength of family, okay? Family ties, family lineage, family pursuits, anything that has to do with like home and life, or like that Cancerian energy. So this is like my 4 of heart, my 4th house card. Oh, okay, so that's my 4th house card. But that's the strength, okay? And then your weakness is the King of Hearts, okay? And this is, what's up, feature? This is that also that family card, but usually you are dedicated to family too much, okay? And when you're dedicated to family too much, that also shows that, you know, you have people take advantage of that, and there's like that form of deception in a way, and your like personal relationships kind of suffer from like the ones that are outside of family, okay? So think about that. You can be, you know, a great suit for your family, but you have to have a suit for yourself, okay? Suit that protects you, because there's a layer that has to be close to intimacy, okay? And then we got the Queen of Hearts, which is also I knew it was gonna happen, but if you guys go watch my What You Need via deck on my Instagram, I have this card as well that came up on the What You Need. I think that was probably nope, it was actually in the sorry, it was in the Money and Love video, but same two, they just popped up today. You can go watch that, but that one right there is the advice card, so go watch that video to get clarification on that. But just to reiterate, it's more about a strong suit of a woman's pursuit, okay? So okay, so you see how the king here, the king is the father of the house, okay? So use the woman, and I will call this kind of like the one, like the first child or the first daughter, okay? Because usually she has the energy of both parents, because that is like the intellect of, okay? And using the intellect of, she'll be able to uncover what both have, okay? And what both see and what both need. Or find a female companion that is the oldest daughter of, okay? And then we're gonna move on to your masculine and feminine. It's for air and fire, just to reiterate who is here. If you're cross-watching, hello. I'm also going to be accepting video readings on my booking site, so you guys can check the description below for that. Those are going to be more face-to-face and individualized and personalized, okay? So for your masculine energy, let's see what that's about. Ooh. Okay, nice. And then we have the spiritual maturity card at the bottom of the deck. That's like it's like a title card, but this is where it's you know, more advanced spiritually, okay? But this is where you are probably not needing to be, because it's in reverse, okay? So in reverse, it means that this journey that you have went on is probably an unfamiliar one, okay? So you're not like skilled at what you're about to go into, okay? But it's something that you can gain familiarity in. But we'll talk about that in a minute, okay? So we have the 6 of Chalices in reverse at the bottom of the deck, okay? I mean, not the bottom deck, pardon. Okay, so we have the 6 of Chalices at the bottom as the first card in your masculine side, okay? So this is in reverse. So when that is in reverse, you also speak to yourself in the manner that is not, I guess, conducive to your inner child, okay? And when you, like, as a man, you have to really kind of speak to that boy who really, you know, before he be like, you know, before you decide to reject affection, this is where you're going to say, okay, where was that point in my mind, not just puberty or maturity, but where was that point in my mind where I decided to not communicate physical affection towards myself, if that makes sense, okay? So it's not that you receive it, it's what you give to yourself, okay? So in that masculine sense, we talk about the King of Hearts in the weakness section. If this is in reverse, anything that's in reverse, we talk to the weakness, okay? So this is how this read is going to go. Anything in reverse, we talk to the weakness, okay? So this weakness in reverse, okay, we have that Six of Chalices, and that's like, you know, it's young, it's spiritual, it's also enlightened, okay? And where was that enlightenment blocked at, okay? And then we have the world. That's the world, okay? So then this is what you control, because the world got a hold of you. Family got a hold of you. The best of, you know, what you were consumed of got a hold of you. And because it had a hold of you, you had to learn how to master it via manhood, or via, we'll call it because the Emperor is here on the feminine side, okay? So you had to kind of like master life via how it projected you to be, okay, rather than how you wanted it to be protective wise, okay? So you could be feeling unprotected in the world, masculine, in your masculine form, okay? And this can be from ladies as well. So don't think, you know, where do you feel unprotected at via what you're controlling. All right, and then we have, for the feminine side, we have the Two of Wands in reverse, okay? So that's good, because we don't want to be in a split decision, and think about the sun party next door. We don't want to be in a split decision phase with what we know about what we already have, okay? So what we know and what we have is also what we already has stood for, okay? What we know and what we have is already what we have stood for, okay? So we don't need to make a decision that goes left or right. It's a decision that makes that goes into the center, okay? It's already a center decision. It's already probably pre-made, okay? So it's kind of fate. That's that fated card, or that fated that fated, no matter which way you have went, it was always going to bring you to that destination, okay? So then we have the Emperor, okay? That's your second feminine card. Your femininity is asking you to be more assertive of, and then also assertive with. Assertive of and assertive with. That's why I feel like in an advice card that the feminine was seeking a feminine like counterpart in the relationship. You don't want, okay, if you have the King of Hearts, you know, we have the two suits, would it be King of Hearts, King of and Queen of Hearts, and because you get a lot of downloads, because you have those two together in a harmonious relationship, the 10 would just be kind of like you're missing your J, so that would be like a junior, okay? And the other thing, and I like to think about these cards when we talk about them in that way, as family, especially because that's the theme of the cards right now. But then we have the Queen of Hearts, so that's kind of like an outside spouse of, okay? So it could be like, okay, so say if the King in Spades and the King of Hearts were friends, the King of Hearts would talk, you know, kind of be getting advice from your friend, your other friend, which would be the King of Spades and the Queen of Spades, like, you know, kind of like, okay, think about Kitty and I forgot the daddy name, but you know what I'm saying, on the 70s show, Kitty, Midge, and Bart, or whoever their names is, you know, those couples will be like getting advice from each other like that, okay? So this is where that you will be okay with that feminine being directed otherwise, okay? Unless, you know, the king was just left with the children, okay? And if the king was just left with the children, then, you know, he would now be seeking a queen that was left without her king, okay? Which I'm not going to say is a lot of households, but there is a lot of households that do just have, you know, the queen as a representative or the king as just a representative, okay? So I'm not even going to get into it, because I'll probably get into it via the monthlies, but I was watching some YouTube videos about, you know, I don't even want to mention his name because it's not worth it right now, because I'm going to bring it up in another conversation. But yeah, so make sure we're bringing in what you control in the world and how you control the world, okay? What you control in the world and how you control the world. So what can you control and what can you not control, okay? You couldn't control your childhood. You can't control your fated chart. What's fated is fated. But there is ways, I feel like, that things can take different routes. Things can take different turns, okay? So air signs, fire signs, I'll see you guys. I hope you like this new entry to Mondays, because I didn't want to really upload my money and love and my what you need to my YouTube, because that's really not specialized. It's not really specified content for YouTube, okay? So if you want to be on my Instagram, you have your specified, and you know what to expect on those days, on which we Monday. But if you come on my YouTube, I want you to be like, oh, wow, I can just go to her IG and watch that, which would translate the same information, okay? So you're here because I have a different message for you, as well as a different value of, like, kind of community of what I want to communicate to, okay? So yeah, so you guys can translate those same messages. So it's like, oh, I can go here, and I can go here, and then I can go here, and I can compare and contrast based off what I needed today, okay? So this is what you need, but it's not what you need reading. It's just, next 7, okay? So I'll see you guys later in next week's video, and shalom, shalom.